Hi, so today I'm going to play Thunderclouds by LSD. So this is the other song that I've been working on that I mentioned has the same chords as the Zayn song. It actually has two less chords, so this one's only four chords, but it's basically the same chords as the Zayn song, Alienated, in a different order. So I found it pretty easy to learn and play, and I'm really enjoying it. So I'm gonna run through it a couple times and hopefully get a good clean take. I'm gonna listen to the music in my headphones and play it on the keyboard. So come along for the ride. I love the trifecta of Labrinth, Sia, and Diplo, collectively known as LSD. I wish they did more with this project. So far, it's only officially produced an EP, but I did hear that the EP was created from leftover songs they collaborated on as part of a different project, so hopefully more to come. Labyrinth's vocals complement Sia's perfectly, and Diplo comes through with the melodies that kind of carries you back and forth between the competing verses, and it flows so nicely. This song, Thunderclouds, is about facing the unknown. Oh, I messed up. Okay. We're restarting. But knowing that it's all gonna be okay, even if the path looks dark now. I've mentioned in a previous episode that this is a concept I live by myself. Between the OCD, the resulting bouts in depression, and eventual PTSD, there have been a lot of dark days. I think this is part of the reason I love bright, bold colors. For a lot of my life, it's felt like writing and creative projects were the only things that made anything truly bright, not just superficially bright. There were a lot of days I wanted to give up. Everything sucked and nothing seemed to get better. At one point, I was severely unwell. Couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, but couldn't stay awake. So that was an okay run through. I did mess up the ending a little bit, so I'm just gonna do it again because why not? Practice makes better. So, come along. It took all of my energy just to get out of bed every day. But every time I told myself just one more day, and one more day until one day it didn't feel so bad. It wasn't always going to be shitty, right? This is why I say celebrating small wins are important, because there were days where that's literally all I had. And it could be just the smallest things. Whether it was free coffee day, a new release of a song that perfectly describes how I feel in that moment, or had a wicked beat drop, or just making it through the day without crying. I've heard these be called glimmers, and I really love that term for it. Glimmers of hope to keep you going, restoring faith that good things can happen, even just for a moment. But once you see that small good thing, you'll see more of those small good things. And just be super grateful in the moment. I found that helps a lot too. Just the appreciation for that small moment in that dark time. Part of my problem had previously been focusing way too much on how dark it was. And I got really comfortable there because I thought I was never getting out. And I had begun to believe that there wasn't anything else, and maybe this was just how it was supposed to be for me. And the further I got into my healing, the more I was able to focus on the glimmers. You can find beauty in anything if you look. Maybe I could find something beautiful under all the heavy lifting. Not just a light at the end of the tunnel, a whole ass gardens. And gardens can't grow without rain, right? And now I've found that the more healing that I do, and the more I've used my creative projects to channel all of that, now my whole thing is life is art, and I can find the beauty in everything. And I like photography for that reason too. You can capture a perfectly imperfect moment and it's just stunning. Doesn't mean none of it hurts in the moment. It sure does. And in that moment, it's hard to focus on anything except how much it hurts. That's why it's important to have a healthy outlet so you can make your own glimmers. A great thing about glimmers is that they leave a bit of a glow, not just the direct vicinity. For just a moment, the area beyond your direct focus is illuminated, and the feeling of warmth doesn't fade immediately. It carries with you for a bit. Where it starts to feel really great is when you get to see another glimmer before the feeling of the last one wears off. It generates that momentum and lights up the space around you that much more. For me, I have a bunch of tiny goals that ladder up to bigger goals to help generate more of that kind of momentum. These can add up pretty quickly in creative projects. For example, when I'm learning to play a song. It starts with learning the chords that are in the song. Then I'll do some rough run-throughs without music just to get the hang of it. When I'm ready for music, it usually starts moving quicker. So then it becomes more about trying to keep pace while hitting the right chords in time with the song that I'm listening to. Once I do that a couple times, I can identify areas of a song where I'm getting stuck. I'll do some more dry run-throughs with that and try it all again until it all starts flowing together a lot better. It sounds like a lot of work, but it doesn't always have to feel like a lot of work. If you set a bunch of small goals, it feels more like you're accomplishing a lot. This is why I'm enjoying the keyboard, because songs are short. Checkpoints don't seem as far apart. It's great for building confidence a little more at a time. The more you can hit and the quicker you get there. Before you know it, you've got some steam and you're on a roll. First, it'll feel like the glow from the glimmer lasts a little bit longer each time. Then it starts getting brighter. One day you'll realize the world isn't as dark as it used to be. Who knows? The sun might even come out. The more you feel good things happen, the more you want to share that too. At least I do. A smile or a kind word goes a long way. You really don't know what someone else is going through, and sometimes in that moment, that's what they really need. Paying it forward helps generate momentum too. It doesn't have to be anything monetary. Nice gestures, acts of kindness, or demonstration of consideration. Of all of the cycles to perpetuate, this one is my favorite. It is the best way to show gratitude. Like rainy days and thunderstorms, hard times come and go, vary in severity and length. Sometimes you want to take the time to clean and do things around the house, maybe have a lazy day of binge watching or an indoor activity. There are still things you can do to pass the time until the storm stops. If you can't stop it, you have to wait it out. Or don't and just drive through it anyways. I mean, hey, hydroplaning looks pretty cool sometimes. In stormy weather, thunder can rattle a house, lightning can cause a power outage, wind knocks debris from the trees, too much water can flood. Super inconvenient and often jarring. The good news is, the more experience you have with storms, the more prepared you are for the next one. More recently in my life, I've been able to reframe my mindset to not all storms are bad, and sometimes they're necessary, like to break a heat wave. And once you've overcome a couple big storms, little ones don't seem as bad. And when you encounter the next big one, you can go into it much more confidently prepared. Big storms can cause damage, but they can also be an opportunity to rebuild, even if you didn't plan on having to start over. If you rebuild on a strong foundation, you increase the ability to withstand. So anchor that bitch in and go from there. Till next time, keep the peace and keep rocking on.